In the heart of Abaddon's bustling bodega, a smiling young woman named Blessing built a reputation as the miracle doctor for desperate couples, without ever stepping foot in medical school. Her clinic thrived, her charm disarmed suspicion, and her clients clung to her every word. But when one patient's routine visits spiraled into tragedy, whispers turned to accusations, and the walls of her carefully crafted lie began to close in. Every secret she buried was clawing its way to the surface, threatening to destroy more than just her business. By the time the truth came knocking, it wasn't just her career at stake, it was her freedom, her family, and the life she had fought so hard to fake. Abaddon never sleeps the way smaller towns do. Even in Bodega, where high walls guard wealthy homes and dusty signs cling to faded paint, ambition breathes like traffic, constant and loud. Blessing stood behind the tinted glass of her fertility clinic. The fake certificate on the wall was slightly crooked, but no one ever asked. They saw the white coat. They heard the accent. They believed. She had learned the language of fertility, not from school, but from late-night YouTube videos, articles she couldn't fully pronounce, and hours of eavesdropping in hospital waiting rooms while her mother cleaned floors. A patient entered. Saad, 35. For miscarriages. Husband threatening to leave. I heard you help women, Saad whispered. Blessing nodded. She always nodded. She never promised. That way, she could say, but I warned you if things went wrong. The clinic was really 2 rooms. One for consultations with an ultrasound machine she never turned on. The other held empty drawers, expired medications, and her worn-out laptop filled with copied files. At night, she replayed her steps, studied Google results like a surgeon studying bones. But lies grow legs, and Blessing's lies were sprinting. She met Desmond at a roadside food joint. He was funny, unambitious, and most importantly, clueless. He believed she had studied in Ghana. He believed she had returned to give back. He believed in her completely. Desmond built the fake clinic's reception desk by hand. Painted the name, the Bodega Wellness Center, in bold, shaky letters. But he never asked for receipts. Never checked credentials. Because love makes fools out of the careful. Ifeoma was different. She walked in with files. Questions. She spoke like someone who understood biology. Not just the words, but the logic. I want to see your lab, she said. Blessing smiled, deflecting. We send samples to a partner clinic. Which one? Blessing's throat tightened. Ifeoma's eyes lingered on the crooked certificate. Is this framed upside down? Blessing laughed. A dry, nervous laugh. Maybe the cleaner touched it. But Ifeoma wasn't smiling. That night, Blessing Googled how to silence suspicion without sounding guilty. She didn't find a good answer. Things unraveled quickly. Ifeoma returned for her appointment with her husband, a quiet man with tired eyes. During a procedure, she reacted badly to an injection. Her body tensed. Her lips turned blue. Blessing froze. Desmond burst in. We need to take her to UCH, he screamed. No hospital. I can fix it. But she couldn't. Ifeoma died before the gate opened. The newspapers went mad. Fake doctor kills patient in fertility scam. Her face was everywhere. Her clinic was sealed. Mothers wailed outside, not for her, but for what they believed she had done for them. She gave me twins, one shouted. She gave me hope, another cried. But what if it was all coincidence? No one knew, except Blessing. The court was cold. Her father appeared, old and broken. He admitted to forging the certificates. She was bright, but there was no money. I just wanted her to be respected. Blessing sobbed. I never meant to kill anyone. I just wanted to matter. The judge didn't cry. He sentenced her to 15 years. Desmond never visited again. A journalist followed the story to the end. She uncovered a network of unlicensed clinics run out of homes and unmarked buildings. The government responded, slowly. But one night, the journalist saw something that chilled her. A young woman, on YouTube, practicing injections on an orange, wearing a white coat. The story wasn't over. Prison was louder than she expected. Not for noise, but for memory. Blessing lay on the top bunk, arms crossed under her head, listening to the woman below cough through the night. In the silence, old voices returned. Her mother calling her doctor as a joke when she was 8. The YouTube voice repeating, "The uterus is a hollow muscular organ." Her father whispering, "Just sign your name like this." She remembered Ifeoma's face. Pale, stunned, trusting, then stiff, then gone. Blessing hadn't cried since the sentencing. But now alone the sobs came quietly. Not from shame, but because deep down, she still believed she could have made it. Inside prison, there was no privacy, but there were still stories. A woman named Ruqayyat ran a hair business from inside. Another sold paracetamol like it was gold. Blessing kept to herself until a guard approached her. "There's a woman in the medical bay. She's bleeding. You're the only one who knows anything." Blessing froze. "I'm not." "You studied something, didn't you?" "The nurse doesn't come till tomorrow." She hesitated, then stood up. The prisoner was shaking, bleeding from a miscarriage. Blessing's hands moved on their own, holding, soothing, whispering. Her mind screamed, "Don't do this. You're not supposed to do this anymore." But her body didn't stop. Later that night, Ruqayyat stared at her across the cell block. "You may not be a doctor," she said, "but today you saved someone." Blessing looked away. She didn't want redemption. Not like this. Outside in Bodija, the old clinic was now a hardware store. The sign had been painted over, but faintly, beneath the new letters, you could still read, "Wellness." A woman named Clara walked past it every morning, pushing her daughter in a stroller. She had once believed in that clinic. She told everyone the shots helped her conceive. Now she wasn't sure, but every time she looked at her daughter, she chose to believe it anyway. Some lies, when dressed in love, feel like truth. A committee was formed, Medical Truth and Safety Task Force. Made for show. Underfunded. They shut down 2 other fake clinics, then vanished. The city kept moving. But Desmond didn't. He sat in a bar each weekend, staring at old pictures of Blessing on his phone. He had loved her. Maybe he still did. When the journalist called for a quote, he said only one thing. She never wanted to hurt anyone. She just wanted to belong. Then he hung up. 6 years passed. Blessing walked out of prison with a bag of books and a form for a vocational school. No one came to pick her. The city hadn't changed. The air still carried dust. The taxis still honked like arguments. She looked up at the Bodija skyline and whispered, "I'm still here." A woman passed her and paused. "Aren't you?" Blessing smiled, soft and weary. "Not anymore," and kept walking. She found work at a clinic as a file clerk. Her job was simple, stack stamp smile. But every now and then, a nurse would ask for help with a stubborn patient. And Blessing would watch, never interfere, just observe. Until one day, a baby stopped breathing in the hallway. Panic. Everyone froze. Except her. She moved, cleared the airway, applied pressure, counted. The baby cried. The nurse stared at her. "Where did you learn that?" Blessing shrugged. "I read a lot." Rumors spread. Quiet ones. That new file clerk, she knows things. Some believed she had once worked abroad. Others said she had a nursing diploma. No one guessed the truth. Because the truth didn't matter anymore. Only results did. Blessing started saving money. She ate plain food, shared a room with 3 women. But at night, she studied. This time the right way. Real books, real questions, past questions from Nico and WAEC. She registered for exams at 37. On her first day of adult education class, the teacher said, "Why are you here?" She looked around at the younger students. "To fix what I broke," she said. No one clapped, but one girl nodded. The journalist visited her in secret. Blessing served water in a cracked plastic cup. "I heard you're studying now." "I'm surviving." "Would you ever become a doctor for real?" Blessing stared at the dusty calendar on the wall. Thought about Ifeoma, If I do, it won't be for me. For who, then? For the people who trusted me before I deserved it. On a rainy Tuesday, Clara, the woman with the stroller, walked into the same clinic where Blessing now worked. Her daughter, now 7, had a rash. Blessing didn't speak. She just handed over the child's folder with a calm smile. Clara paused. "Do I know you?" Blessing shook her head. But when Clara walked away, her daughter turned back. "You have the same eyes as my auntie in the old clinic." Blessing blinked. She must have been nice. She gave me my sister. Blessing watched them go. A single tear rolled down her cheek. This one, she didn't wipe. A decade later, an anonymous donor funded a free women's health workshop in Ibadan. Thousands came. The keynote speaker wore a cream blouse. No lab coat. Her name on the banner read, Blessing Adebayo, women's health educator. Not doctor. Not specialist. Just her name. She stepped on stage and took a breath. "I'm not here because I'm perfect," she began. "I'm here because I learned the hard way that pretending to help is never better than actually helping, even if it takes years." The hall was silent. Then applause. And just like that, the woman who once promised life was now running from the shadow of death she never meant to cause. Blessing's fall wasn't sudden. It was the slow unraveling of lies stitched together for too long. But it leaves us with a haunting question. How far would you go to build the life you've always dreamed of? And what would you risk losing along the way? If this story gripped you, make sure you subscribe and share. It's only the beginning of the kind of truths we'll keep uncovering here.